An excellent question. What do you do every day to make you a better person? This answer to this question is going to help you keep anything in your head. Are you ready? I am now going to teach you a process you can use every day. If you execute on this process, you will get better at almost anything. This process takes 2 minutes a day, and it's free. Now you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, that seems ridiculous. He's going to teach me something that takes 2 minutes a day, it's free, and I'll get better at almost anything. That sounds ridiculous. You're thinking, well, that's silly. I mean, you know, if anybody would do that, I'm going to make another prediction. For every one of you that begins this process within 2 weeks, half of you will quit. It takes 2 minutes a day, it works, it'll keep anything in your head, and within 2 weeks, half of you will quit. You know why? It is too humbling. Because it requires looking in the mirror. Now, let me describe this process. This is called the daily question process. And it does work. And I'm going to give you a challenge. Try it out. Try it out. It'll work. Try it out. Are you ready? Look into the eyes of your partner. Look into the eyes of your partner. I want you to imagine your partner is going to call you on the phone every night for the rest of your life. Every night for the rest of your life, your partner is going to call you on the phone. Every night. Now, I'm now going to teach you something called the daily question process. Now, I pay somebody to call me every day on the telephone. He listens to me read 32 questions that I wrote and provide 32 answers that I wrote. And I pay some guy to call me on the phone every day to listen to this. Every day. Somebody asked me, why do I pay somebody to call me on the phone every day to listen to me read the answers to 32 questions that I wrote every day? Don't I know the theory about how to change behavior? I wrote the theory about how to change behavior. That's why I have somebody call me on the phone every day. I know how hard this is. You think it's easy for me? I'm no different than you. I got 10 million frequent flyer miles. It's not so easy for me. Try to stay in shape when you have 10 million frequent flyer miles. Try to have a good family when you have 10 million frequent flyer miles. Not so easy. Not so easy. Every day. Now, I'm going to share some of my questions with you. Here's the important point. My questions are not intended to be your questions. Everything I teach is driven from where? In your heart, not in my heart. You write your own questions. Here's your homework assignment. You're going to get out an Excel spreadsheet. On one column, you write questions. 7 boxes across, one for every day of the week. Every question is answered with a yes, a no, or a number. Again, you want all my questions, send me an email. I'll send you all mine just by way of illustration, but they're not intended to be yours. Now, I'm going to share some of my questions, though, by way of illustration. The first question for me every day over the years has been a simple question. On a 1 to 10 scale, 10 is high, 1 is low. How happy were you yesterday? How happy were you yesterday? Now, let's see. I don't have to work. Have any of you been to San Diego, California before? San Diego? Have any of you been to Rancho Santa Fe, where I live, outside of San Diego? Well, people that live there shouldn't whine and complain. I live in a very nice place. I got a nice family, nice kids, fun job. If I'm not happy, I'm an idiot. I'm going to help you. You're among the luckiest people that ever lived. If you're not happy, somebody else is probably an idiot. Now, who would that be? That would be your turn. Second question, how meaningful was yesterday? 1 to 10 scale. If my day is not meaningful, whose fault is that? I could blame you for my lack of meaning, but that would be pathetic. If my day is not meaningful, whose fault is that? Look in the mirror. Now, this next one, I don't think I'm the only person in the room who could benefit from this next question every day. How many times yesterday did you try to prove you were right when it was not worth it? Kind of hard for the old professor not to be right all the time. How about the old doctor? You try to be right a little too much there, doctor, every now and again? Yeah, you're always right. How many angry or destructive comments did you make about people yesterday? How many minutes did you walk? How many push-ups did you do? This morning, 20. How many sit-ups did you do? This morning, 200. Did you say or do something nice for your wife? Did you say or do something nice for your son? Did you say or do something nice for your daughter? How much do you weigh? How many alcoholic drinks did you have? I think 2 is my goal. Yesterday I might have been a little above 2, a little over to 2, but not too much. I was probably 3 yesterday, but not too bad, not so bad. By the way, my diet yesterday was real bad, though. I failed on my dietary test yesterday, but it wasn't my fault. It was your fault, right? I got a high score on half of yes, a bad score on diet. Just a bunch of questions of life. And I asked my wife a question. My wife's name is Lyda. I said, good wife, Lyda, if there's one thing I could do to be a better partner in our relationship, what is that one thing I should put on my list every day? And by the way, my wife's suggestion only applies when I am at home. And I don't think my wife is the only wife who would have her husband get tested on this one every day. I said, what can I do to be a better husband? What question should I ask? My wife says, did you pick up after yourself yesterday? How many women in the room would be happy if your husband did a better job? Yeah, well, my wife is not alone in this one then. Now, my friend would tell you, Jim Moore, that does this with me, this saved his life. It did not kind of save his life or sort of save his life. It did save his life. What's one of his questions every day? Are you currently updated on your physical examination? He said no the first 90 days we did this, every day. No, no, no. After 90 days, you know what he said? This is embarrassing. It's like failing a test I wrote every day. I either got to get the stupid exam or quit asking a question. He got the stupid exam. What did the doctor say? You have cancer. He's going to be fine. The doctor also said, had you waited 7 more months, you'd be dead. My friend, 65 years old, chief learning officer of 3 multi-billion-dollar companies, he knew he should have got a physical exam. He just didn't do it. Hold this mirror in your face every day. It is very hard to hide. It becomes painfully obvious, who have I been kidding here? Dr. Atul Gawande at Harvard, I shared this with him. You know what Dr. Gawande said? I'm immediately going to do this in my own life. I asked Dr. Gawande why. He said, as a surgeon, maybe one time a month, the nurse asked me, did you wash your hands? You know what my answer is? I don't know. I think so. Maybe. Thanks for asking. I'll go wash my hands. He said, maybe once a month, I cannot remember if I washed my hands 5 minutes ago. And he said, I wrote a book about washing hands. How many days did I forget to be happy? How many days did I forget the people I loved? How many days did I forget what mattered in life? You know what he said? Way too many days. Way too many days. Now, I saw Dr. Gawande about 2 or 3 months ago. So I say, Dr. Gawande, how you doing on your daily questions? He said, you didn't save my life. He said, you saved something else. He said, I'm ashamed to say that if I died and my wife died, our children would really be in a world of hurt. We don't have that much money. And he said, I'm ashamed to say for the past 2 years, I had no life insurance. For 2 years, I told myself, I'll get that insurance. I'm too busy. I'm too busy to get the insurance, or it's too complicated to get the insurance. So he said, on my daily question list, the first question I wrote is, are you updated on your life insurance? He said, the first 14 days I did this every day. No, 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 14 days. He said, day 15, I looked at my little child. I looked at that question, and I looked in the mirror and I said, how pathetic am I? I am too busy to take care of my own children. Too busy doing what? He said, it's too complicated to order life insurance. I'm a professor at Harvard Medical School, and it's too complicated to order life insurance. How pathetic is that? He looked at me and said, I now have life insurance. Well, this is a great exercise, because what it does, it gets you to focus. Back to your question, how do you keep it in your mind every day? What's important is not what's important to me. What's important is what's important to you.